All right, folks, we're back in the building. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the testimony of Adrian Davis, one of YNW MELLY's really good friends. Powerful testimony, folks. If you know anything about this double murder, you know that it happened in the gray Jeep, where YNW MELLY and a couple of his friends were riding home in the gray Jeep. Well, Adrian is testifying that YNW MELLY actually got into the red Mitsubishi. If you don't know, I have other videos, but there's footage of them all getting into two vehicles after they left the recording studio. Melly got into the gray Jeep, that's where the murders happened. But Adrian Davis is saying that somewhere along the lines, Melly got out and got into the red Mitsubishi before the murders happened. So we're going to go into his testimony. It happened today. He was on the stand for a good 30 minutes or more. I mean, I have 30 minutes of footage, but here we go. We're going to jump right into it.
Were affirmed, the testimony you should give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Please state your full legal name for the record. Please spell your first and last name in the code.
ADRIANDAVIS.
Thank you, sir.
Please have a seat.
We're going to be skipping around, okay? So
Davis, that microphone in front of you will adjust.
So this is him. We're going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward now to how he met Melly, where he met him, how he knows Sack Chaser and Juvie, the two victims.
Do you know his nickname?
Fetty.
You know someone by the name of Kobe Mills?
Yes.
And you know his nickname?
Kobe.
And how about, you know someone by the name of Dontavius Withers?
Yes.
And you know his nickname?
Tate.
Let's start off with the first individual I named, Anthony Williams, also known as Sack. How did you meet him?
9th, 10th grade school.
How about Christopher Thomas? How did
Same.
you meet him?
During school.
Portland or Cortland?
Most people have
Great.
no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not.
This is why it's better
Henry.
Met him in elementary.
to save clips.
How about Mel?
6th grade.
So if you noticed, he has known Melly since sixth grade, but he knew the two victims for longer. So, I mean, one could argue that he's not covering for Melly. I mean, he's known the victims longer. So, I mean, that could be one of the arguments that we have here. Okay, we're going to go to 5 minutes into the video, and it's going to kind of tell us when he moved. So he moved down to Broward County to move in with YNW MELLY. There was a bunch of them living in a house together.
Time that Melly got involved in the music industry,
Yes.
specifically rap music.
Yeah, back then.
Now, you grew up where?
Vero Beach.
And you still live up in that area?
No, sir.
Where do you live?
West Point.
I'm sorry.
County.
This is when he moved in with Melly.
Yes.
About when was that?
I don't remember exactly, but I want to say probably like September, July, something.
And where did you stay?
At Jamel's house.
Who else was living at Jamel's house when you came down in August?
There's a bunch of them living there.
2018.
Me, Jacoby, Melly, Sack, Juvie,
Juvie was Christopher Thomas.
yes,
All of them.
and Cortland.
They're all bunking together.
And was Melly in the rap music business at that time?
Tate.
And you're going to listen, Melly was paying all the bills.
Who was paying the bills at the house?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Melly was.
Must be nice not knowing who's paying the bills. Bills suck.
Let's go to the day
Here's the meat and potatoes. We're going to the day of the murders.
of October 25th, and so you have an idea where I am. This incident that we're here on occurred in the early morning hours of October 26th. Okay? And I'm referring to the shootings of Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas. On October 25th, the morning of, and during the day, what were you doing?
Just chilling at the house and smoking and drinking.
Smoking and drinking.
Who were you smoking and drinking with?
Jacoby, Tay, everybody who usually be at the house.
Okay. Williams,
Yeah,
Thomas,
yes.
Portland,
They
Henry.
were all smoking and drinking. All right, we're going to skip
On
ahead to
last-
when they went
yes.
to the studio.
Yeah.
Who all went to the studio?
And folks, if you don't know, there's video of them leaving the studio, and about an hour later is when the murders occurred at like 4 a.m. But there's videos of there's like 6 of them leaving the studios. There's 2 vehicles. They get in both vehicles. They head home, and somehow a murder occurred in one of the vehicles.
Me,
He was there.
Jacoby, Melly, Sack, Juvie, Cortland, Trayvon, and Tay.
We
You
heard
all
from
go in the
Trayvon
same car?
before.
No,
Going to the studio. Approximately what time did you get there?
I don't remember.
Okay, so they're kind of going to go into the fact that, remember, he said he was smoking and drinking. They were a little fucked up. They fell asleep at the studio, so they decided to leave early, and that's where the prosecution's trying to say some of the argument may have occurred. But I'm going to skip to 12 minutes in where there's some. This is the biggest testimony of the trial. He is testifying that Melly was not in the gray Jeep the whole time. All right.
Where were you going?
They were going home.
Did anyone fall asleep in your car?
Yeah, we about all did except for the driver.
Did there come a time that you were woken up
Right
before you
here.
got to the house?
Yes.
What happened?
We pulled over and that's when Melly got in the car with us.
Do you know where you pulled over?
And I don't really remember.
Were you woken up?
Yeah, but
Why?
it was like, because I was getting pushed over a little bit.
He woke up
And
to Melly getting in
Are
the
you
car.
100%
Big news.
sure that this young man got into the red Mitsubishi?
Yes.
What happened to the Jeep?
I'm kind of going to just play it from here for a little while because in a few minutes, so now we have him saying that Melly wasn't in the gray Jeep where the murder happened at the time of the murder. He got out and got into the red Mitsubishi. We have that here soon. So when they all got home, Melly was there to unlock the door to the house. So that's just more proof that he wasn't there in the Jeep committing the murders.
I think they just,
And they have cell phone data tracking Melly's phone to where the murders occurred, but he'll testify that Melly couldn't find his phone.
just kept going.
Where'd you go?
Don't do this to me. Technical difficulties. I'll stop sharing that for now. Okay, here we go.
October 26th. Did he have to unlock the door?
Yes.
Do you know who has the keys to Melly's house on October 26th in the early morning hours?
Jamel and Borton. They the only one who had keys to the house.
So Bortland's the co-defendant, and if they're the only ones with keys and they got into the house, one of them had to be there, and he's testifying that Melly was there to let him into the house while the murders were occurring elsewhere. So he's saying he couldn't have done it.
Did you have a key to the house?
No.
Williams have a key to the house?
No,
Did Christopher Thomas have a key to the house?
no,
Big
Did Trevon
testimony.
Glass have a key to the house?
no,
Did Jacoby Mills have a key to the house?
no,
And how about Dontavius Williams? Did he have a key?
no.
Okay, so the only two people you know who had a key to the house
Big news, folks.
was this young man
Yes,
and Cortland Henry.
yes,
Oh boy.
Did you see this young man unlock the door of the house?
yes.
Who was the last person to get out of the red Mitsubishi to go inside the house?
Trayvon, he was in the hospital asleep.
He was in the car asleep when you got to his house?
Yeah,
Did you see where Melly went?
to his room.
And where was his bedroom?
When you first walked in the house, can't miss it. It's right down the left.
Okay. This is a 1 or 2 story house.
2.
Where did you go? Where did Dontavius Wither?
So now he's just gonna say how everyone went to their rooms and did their thing, and then here at 16 minutes is when they found out the news of them being shot.
Woken up and heard some distressing news.
Yes.
What did you hear?
That second Julie was shot.
When you heard that, did you see Melly in the house?
Yes,
Did you see Melly how he was
Oh,
dressed in the house?
yes,
Melly was at home, casually dressed, and he said he got home with him while the murders were occurring.
What was he wearing?
So when he got out of the gray Jeep and got into the red Mitsubishi and went home, and the gray Jeep went and committed the murders, he must have left his phone in the gray Jeep. That's kind of what the idea is.
shorts and a t-shirt, I think.
Upon hearing that Sack and Julie, and I really should use the correct names, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas were shot. What did you guys do?
We were already dressed and stuff, so we just left with Fredo's house.
Was anybody upset or crying?
Yeah, we all were crying.
Was this young man crying?
Yes,
Are you sure of that?
positive.
He's talking about Melly. He pointed at him. Why is there a coffee? Are they just providing hot coffee to these guys? They got extra large gloves. They got coffee. What the hell they got going on back there? Yeah, so he's testifying that Melly was crying and he was at home in shorts and a t-shirt, and he got into the red vehicle when the murder happened in the gray Jeep. This is all good information for Melly. Anyways, so we're going to go into why the phone data was showing that Melly was at the scene of the murders. And we're going to go into that now. Basically, the idea is that he didn't have his phone.
Were shot at the house with Melly.
Mhm.
Did anyone get on their phone?
Yeah,
Did anyone have any problem locating their phone?
yes.
Who was that?
Jamel.
Yeah. So he didn't have his phone.
When I backed up for a minute, you were telling the jury that you went back to Melly's house.
Mhm.
You got into yes or no? She
Oh,
can't
yes.
shake- She can't take down. Shake your head. How'd you get in?
The door was unlocked.
Were you aware whether or not Melly had a contractual agreement to do a video shoot that day?
Yeah, it was something like that. I know he probably would have lost a lot of money if he didn't go to the music video. He was upset.
Was Melly crying at Frito Bank's house?
Yes,
Were you crying?
yes,
Melly was crying.
Because you all grew up together.
We grew up together.
yes.
It's a sad thing. Sad thing. Okay. Now, this is the most important testimony back once again. He's going to reiterate. Are you 100% sure that Melly got into the red car?
Are you 100% sure that Melly got into the red Mitsubishi to go home?
Yes,
Are you 100% sure that this young man learned of the shooting of his friends at the exact same time you learned of it?
yes,
And that was at the house.
yes,
Are you 100% sure that when
100%
people were
sure.
getting on the phone, that this young man was looking for his phone to call people?
yes,
Yeah.
May I have one moment, please?
Yes,
All right, and that's pretty much the defense. That's the defense. They rest their case, folks. That's pretty much it. We will dive into the prosecutor
Found out at the same time you did.
questioning him.
No questions about that. You're sure he was at that house,
yes,
and you were upstairs,
I don't
Yes,
like her.
ma'am.
I'm
He was
sorry.
yes,
but you're sure he was there, you could see him.
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
yes,
Yes.
And you are
Is that a yes,
100%
mister?
sure his phone was missing.
yes.
Where in the statement on May 5th
Sorry.
did you ever say that?
Objection.
Suggestion,
It was never asked.
It was never asked.
Council, so
I'm telling you, this lady was purposely calling YNW MELLY Jamel Demons instead of Demons.
I guess the objection is improper.
Maybe to demonize him.
So, you met with me on May 5th, 2022, you remember that?
Yes,
And you remember sitting down, you were present. That's a yes?
yes,
Your two attorneys were present that you brought.
Mhm.
That's a yes?
yes,
And I asked you questions for quite a number of hours. Do you remember that?
yes,
Okay. And do you remember being asked if you had met with anyone else with regards to this case?
yes,
Okay. And do you remember being asked if you had met prior to speaking with me with the attorney sitting over to my left?
yes.
Okay.
I didn't know who they were, and my lawyers told you that.
Okay.
I didn't know their names.
But you remember meeting with them?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember asking and being asked a question about what you talked about with them?
Yes,
Did you remember what you told them?
no,
Do you remember what you told them now?
yes.
So are you telling this jury that when you were speaking with me, you forgot?
As in, what I'm telling them now, as of right now, yes.
So on the phone on that, do you remember Mr. Deck?
So she just kind of goes on and on, cross-examining him. Do you recollect? Do you refresh your memory? Trying to impeach the witness, trying to make him, So she goes off and tries to make him look bad. Tries to say he's lying, and it kind of goes on like that. And the defense comes back in. And just to close it off, we will show a little smile from YNW MELLY. Here we go. Let's see. He must have been saying bye to his friend or something. I don't know. There it is. Look. Or no, maybe not. He's got some big ass teeth, man. I am not kidding. He's got some big old chompers there. Anyways, folks, thanks for tuning in. That is the testimony of Adrian Davis, YNW Melly's good friend. That's about it. Have a good day.